Some suggestive proofs of rebirth. Then there's the fascinating cases of children who can spontaneously remember details of a previous life. Many of these cases have been collected by Dr. Ian Stevenson of the University of Virginia. One startling account of a child's memories of a past life came to the attention of the Guru Lama, who sent a special representative to interview her and verify her account. Her name was Kamaljit Kaur, and she was the daughter of a school teacher in a Sikh family in the Punjab in India. One day, on a visit to a fair in a local village with her father, she suddenly asked him to take her to another village some distance away. Her father was surprised and asked her why. "I have nothing here," she told him. "This is not my home. Please take me to that village. One of my school friends and I were riding our bicycles when suddenly we were hit by a bus. My friend was instantly killed. I was injured in the head, ear, and nose. I was taken from the site of the accident and laid on the bench in front of a small courthouse nearby. Then I was taken to the village hospital. My wounds were bleeding profusely, and my parents and relatives joined me there. Since there were no facilities to cure me in the local hospital, they decided to take me to Ambala. As the doctor said I could not be cured, I asked my relatives to take me home. Her father was shocked, but when she insisted, he finally agreed to take her to the village, though he thought it was just a child's whim. They went to the village together as promised, and she recognized it as they approached, pointing out the place where the bus had hit her and asking to be put in a rickshaw, whereupon she gave directions to the driver. She stopped the rickshaw when they arrived at a cluster of homes where she claimed she had lived. The little girl and her bewildered father made their way to the house she said she belonged to her former family, and her father, who still did not believe her, asked the neighbors whether there was a family like the one Kamaljit Kaur had described, who had lost their daughter. They confirmed the story and told the girl's astonished father that Rinpoche, the daughter of the family, had been 16 years old when she was killed. She had died in a car on the way home from the hospital. The father felt extremely unnerved at this and told Kamaljit they should go home. But she went right up to the house, asked for her school photo, and gazed at it with delight. When Rishma's grandfather and her uncles arrived, she recognized them and named them without mistake. She pointed out her own room and showed her father each of the other rooms in the house. Then she asked for her school books, her 2 silver bangles, and her 2 ribbons, and her new maroon suit. Her aunt explained that these were all things Rishma had owned. Then she led the way to her uncle's house, where she identified some more items. The next day, she met all of her former relatives, and when it was time to catch the bus home, she refused to go, announcing to her father that she was going to stay. Eventually, he persuaded her to leave with him. The family started to piece the story together. Kamaljit Kaur was born 10 months after Rishma died. Although the little girl had not yet started school, she often pretended to read, and she could remember the names of all of her school friends in Rishma's school photograph. Kamaljit Kaur had also always asked for maroon-colored clothes. Her parents discovered that Rishma had been given a new maroon suit, of which she was very proud, but she never had the time to wear it. The last thing Kamaljit Kaur remembers of her former life was the lights of the car going out on the way home from the hospital. That must have been when she died. I can think of ways that one might try to discredit this account. You might say that perhaps this little girl's family had put her up to claiming she was a reincarnation of Rishma for some reason of their own. Rishma's family, were wealthy farmers. But Kamaljit Kaur's own family were not poor and had one of the better houses in the village, with a courtyard and a garden. What is intriguing about this story is that, in fact, her family in this life felt rather uneasy about the whole business and worried about what the neighbors might think. However, what I find most telling is that Rishma's own family admitted that, even though they did not know much about their religion, or even whether reincarnation is accepted or not by Sikhs, they were convinced beyond any doubt that Kamaljit Kaur was in fact their Rishma. To anyone who wants to study seriously the possibility of life after death, I suggest looking at the very moving testimonies of the near-death experience.